here doing my first vid ever. Just a heads up on what this channel is going to be about. My channel will cover figure reviews, movie reviews, game reviews, and gameplay. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's start, shall we? And here we have the MAFEX Justice League Superman. No matter what you can say about the DC movies, and to be honest, you can really say alive, this figure does actually look pretty good. The painting and the sculpting is amazing. Just the overall detail on the figures, on the figure itself, is great. The body sculpt really accentuates the very manly, muscular body of Henry Cavill. From the feet to the calves, to those thundering thick thighs going up the waist, the torso, those well-defined arms, the beefy chest, and the face doesn't exactly look like Henry Cavill much. If let me zoom in the camera for a bit. In certain angles and lighting, it kind of can give a feel of Henry Cavill, but if you just look straight on at his face, like this, like in these shots somewhere here, there it kind of does a little. Here, not so much. Usually when it's like on the side, that's when you can he actually can look like Henry Cavill, like there, like see that one. He can, but from the front, it just doesn't really look like him. I guess it's understandable that it would be tough to sculpt a figure this small. I mean, Hot Toys figures are bigger, but they still can't get his face all that right. But I suppose I can give it a pass. Let me look at that booty. Even the muscles in the back are really well sculpted. And of course, that ass. The color is also a really nice metallic blue and red with bits of gold here and there. One note, however, is that the highlighted muscles you see in posters and stuff aren't actually painted on the figure. So, well, you might want to take note of that if you're a nitpicking son of a bitch like me. Speaking of color, however, there are some problems with the paint on my figure. For example, the left wrist. The left wrist, where the arm guard is supposed to be. Let me see if I can get it focused. There. It's not that clear because my camera is actually pretty old. But there, if you can see it, the left wrist. That's more light over there. The left wrist, right there. At the tip is a black line circling the wrist, right there. But on the right, there isn't any. So now you may say I'm nitpicking, but then again, for those of you who really look into the figure, you might want to pay attention if you are planning to buy one. So you might want to take a look at those details. Another issue on the paint is the head. So my figure has already seen some action, because it's fallen a couple times. It's totally not my fault. And I've noticed that the paint on the head chips off very easily. It's not on this head, but it's on another head. Let's see if I can just put this guy down first. This head, spoiler, he's got, other heads. So here, you see, if I put the light, you see there's paint chipping on the head there. See? It easily gets shipped off. So yeah, you might want to consider that before, you know, you throw MAFEX your hard-earned cash. Oh! That was the transition. That was it. Articulation! So we've got a double bowl jointed head here. There's one here, one here. It gives us great articulation, you know, good range of motion there. Can look down that far, can look up that far, which is also really good for the dynamic flying poses view, you know. Superman, he's got to fly, so he's got to have good head articulation. He's got really tight ball jointed arms here with this type of hinge joint right there. Zoom that in for a bit. That kind of hinge thing going on there with the ball joint is inside. I don't know what you call that. Maybe some of you out there can inform me. Obviously the arm can go out full 360, can turn a full 360, can go out this far. He's got a bicep swivel right there. Obviously can go full 360, but you know, there's not really any reason to. He's got a double hinge joint for the elbow, which is more than 90 degrees, which is really good. The wrist can go upwards and downwards, and if you can move the joint inside and twist the wrist, you can get some kind of like side-to-side action, like there. You've got a wrist swivel, of course, wrist swivel. You must have that. Can't get enough swivels. Oh yeah, and let's just get back to it. The head, obviously, full 360 swivel. The chest and the waist, it's connected by a double bowl joint, so you can get a really good back bend, back crunch, but it's a really sad front crunch. This is as much as you can get going front, and really good side to side. And of course you can obviously go full 360, but why you would want to do that is beyond my comprehension. Oh. And for the thighs, we've got ball jointed thighs inside. We've got censor that shit. We've got a ball jointed thighs right there, and a hinge on the base inside to allow the legs to drop down there, for more articulation. So leg can go just a little bit shy of 90 degrees. Just a little bit shy of 90 degrees. We've got a thigh swivel, but be careful, you might hit the thigh with the hip, the waist here, because of the way it's sculpted. And the problem with him having a thick ass is that you can't really bend his leg that much backwards. I mean, that's all you're gonna get, just the standard. That's it. We've got a double knee hinge right there. Double hinged knee. We've got a really good spread, and of course it's aided by that hinge joint at to extend the legs. If you can, really good spread. But as I said, the joints in this figure are very tight. Very tight. We've got, of course, heel movement. You can go front that far, back that far. We've got good ankle pivot. There. Good ankle pivot. And we've got, of course, a toe bend. The toes are really loose, though, so just be wary of that. It could be just the my figure. And I guess if you really want to count it, the cape can probably be counted as articulation, because it's got bendy wire, as you've seen, probably noticed already. It's got bendy wire to, of course, help you give those flying poses. You know, the cape billowing in the wind and what have you, because he's Superman. His cape's got a flow, so I guess you can count that for articulation. And of course, what's MAFEX without their accessories, right? So yeah, that's also another genius transition, because I'm such a smart individual. So let's move on to his accessories. Okay, as for his accessories, well, we've got 4 pairs of hands and 3 heads. One of the 3 is obviously already on there. So for the 4 pairs of hands, we've got obviously these open hands, these just straight up open palm hands. These relaxed hands. And we've got grabby hands, and we've got those fists of fury right there. Fist punching hands. For his head, we've got his right there. We've got his regular gloomy, brooding face. His pissed off face, and his constipated face. The accessories really are a letdown. I would have, I guess, wanted more stuff. Maybe instead of this constipated face, we'd get a laser vision face or something. I just feel like the accessories aren't enough, but who am I to complain? I'm just a guy who lives in my mother's basement playing video games and has no job in life.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
But all in all, this figure is pretty awesome. Despite the lack of accessories and the paint issues, this figure is actually a must-have. If you are a DC movies fan, Superman fan, or if you just have some cash to spend, you won't regret this purchase. But then again...